here on YouTube as the Rovers take on the Whitecaps, the women's side, in the Rovers' final home match here, their 7th of the season, and they have a 1-0 lead, 45 seconds in. Delana Friesen with a nice shot from just outside the 18, got past the outstretched arms of Whitecaps keeper Leah Parsons to give the Rovers a surprising maybe 1-0 lead here over the Whitecaps today. We'll look at the starting 11 first for the Whitecaps after a win on the weekend. They go with 5 changes to start and goal. Leah Parsons in net, along with Maya Archibald, Eva Oching, Claire Logan, number 21, Geneva Hernandez-Gray, who was a hero on this pitch. More on that later last summer anyways. Number 9, Kira Blundell. Number 10, Anna Hauer. Number 15, Ashley Roberts. Number 12, Jamie Perreault. Number 11, Noelle Sather. And number 17, Niema Engleton. And for the Rovers, they make 3 changes from Sunday's 3-2 win at altitude. In goal, Camilla Zhu retains her place after a different goalkeeper again on Sunday for the Rovers, their 4th this year. Sophia Fremo, Maddie Ma, Amanda Scott, Kathleen Aitchison, Maya Rogers, Maddie Elcombe, Joanna Verzosa-Dolezal, Delana Friesen, the goal scorer.
And 1 draw in their last 4 matches. Got to say from the get-go as well, apologies for the late start on the stream and missing the goal. Unfortunately, way beyond our control, just some internet issues again here at Swangard. We know it's kind of plagued it a little bit at times this season, but fingers crossed everything should be good to go for the rest of this one. Friesen, though, getting it in fine form at the moment, had 2 goals on Sunday in that big 3-2 win over altitude, which was a game both sides needed to win. Rovers came away with the 3 points, and right now they're in pole position for that 4th playoff position, and if they can get something from this one, which this early lead is certainly going to give them hope that they can, then they're very much going to be looking towards a post-season run. Hitting form at the right time, you might want to say.
Yes, indeed, and I'm sure Katie Kohler, the Whitecaps head coach, not pleased with the conceding early on inside 45 seconds to be exact, and they're behind the 8 ball early. It's Friesen for the Rovers, collecting another goal, her 4th of the year, and just want to give the officials as well a break in action to Stephen Leberthausen, your referee. Assistant referees today, Jonathan Hutchinson and Garrett Coombs, and your 4th official is Olin Metz. Hernandez-Gray run through midfield. The referee Leberthausen blows his whistle in a 35-yard attempt here for the visitors in the white and blue kit. The Rovers in all black this afternoon, or this evening, moving from right to left. Whitecaps left to right.
Interesting to see who steps over this. I thought it might have been Maya Archibald, who's hit a couple of crackers so far this season from distance.
Engleton on the free kick here. She'll shape up from quite a ways out, clips it towards the back post just over the head there of prolific goal scorer Kira Blundell.
And unfortunately, we just have to go off air for just a couple of minutes. We've just got to reboot stuff here to get the internet fully up and running, but we will be back with you as soon as we can.
In the 11th minute here at Swangard, a 1-0 Rovers lead over the Whitecaps U19s in their second matchup of the season. Delana Friesen on 45 seconds gifted the Rovers the early goal here as they close the book on the season schedule at home at Swangard.
Didn't miss too much in our time down. Again, apologies for the internet issues. That should be them all sorted now, though. You did just miss seconds before we came back on air. Ciara Blundell with a nice little flick on that just crashed off the right post and out for a goal kick for TSS, but it's Whitecaps on the attack here. Geneva Hernandez-Gray twisting, turning.
Claire Logan on the ball, finding my Archibald. Close down very well by Nikki Verk. Found the foot though, rather, of Aitchison. And up the line from Reese Moffat towards half for the pacey Delana Friesen. One-on-one with Ingleton. Gets through her there. Ingleton had to deal with it the second time of asking, but lost it right to Maddie Elcom. She's off to the races here for TSS. Elcom to make it 2 back across goal. Oching read it well. Still not away is the danger. And now we'll find Ingleton, the center back / midfielder, finding Perot.
That was poor by Elcom. She definitely would want to have that one back. Needs to do better when you've got into such a good position. Just played that one straight into the path of Ingleton there.
Well, rare giveaway, though, with the Whitecaps at the back line as well in a very good position. Bit of a jittery start here for the Whitecaps, who have had a week off after beating Unity 6-1 last Wednesday. And a big test here against the Rovers team, vice versa as well. The Rovers trying to get their second win of the season against the Whitecaps. I
know, it's like the Whitecaps only lost 2 games all year, 1 to the Rovers, and you wonder if that plays in their mind. Are the Rovers their bogey team for this season? Because that was a really fantastic second half performance back at the end of May. Both sides have made some changes from that game. 5 changes for the Whitecaps, with their players that had been away on under-20 duty back in the lineup. 3 changes though as well for Chelsea Hannison's side. Sorry, 2 changes from that win against the Caps. 3 changes from the team that beat Altitude on Sunday.
Howard now finding Archibald. Closed down by Verk, who, as much work as she does offensively, she returns a favor defensively. Hard-working winger from the University of Victoria Vikes. And now Aitchison finding Verk. Moffat trying to play it up the line there. Bounce back into play. And off of a Rover Moffat leg for a throw in it for Archibald. Moffat, one of 8 returnees for Chelsea Hannison's team last year. And just like last year, trying to turn it on as well at the end of the season. Just missed out on the second place and a home opportunity in the finals, but it was the Whitecaps and at the time Varsity, formerly Varsity, now Notsamad, were the opposition on that day. And what a game we had in our hands last August.
Yeah, Moffat will certainly bolster that TSS backline, and it does need to get bolstered. They've been quite leaky at times this year.
Archibald, great ball through from Ingleton. Will just hold the line really well done.
Looked out to me.
Archibald, athleticism, top of the box, watched by Ma, clips it in towards Blundell. Not the one you want to be leaving wide open. And Camilla Jou will come out and collect it smoothly for TSS here in the 15th.
Rovers living dangerously, as Gideon said there. You do not want to get on seniors night as well.
And if you're wondering if Unity are a worse team than the Whitecaps, they're not actually ahead of them in the standings, coming into today by 2 points. It's Hauer on the ball. Out wide for Jimmy Perot. Has a shot back for Hauer. And out lands at the feet of Maddie Ma.
Hauer and Blundell, such a dangerous partnership up front. A real handful. Factor Perot in there as well. And this is such a dangerous front 3. Whitecaps going for 4-3-3 this evening. TSS in a 3-5-2 formation, at least to start.
And we'll find Archibald again stretching this Rovers defense, and a nice move between the legs of Verk. And now Archibald watched closely by Maddie Ma, who's got her heavily right-taped leg there on the pitch. Hopefully she's okay to play throughout this game. A key cog now of Chelsea Hannison's team after being in and out of the starting 11 to begin the season.
Yeah, she's really come onto her game in the last few weeks. I think when we spoke to Maddie before, she was saying she feels she needs to maybe get her fitness up a little bit, and she certainly has done that. And she has been outstanding in the middle of the park for TSS over the last few games. As you said, getting a very key cog for this 4-game unbeaten run that the Rovers currently on. All kick-started by that second half comeback at Ken Woods Field at the end of May against the Whitecaps. You talk about turning points in a season, and like something I asked Afshin Goatby last night after Vancouver FC's win, does he feel that that's a turning point, or that just the second half performance that they had against Ottawa at the weekend, was that the turning point? For Chelsea Hanneson's side, you do feel that second half comeback against the Whitecaps, getting those 3 points, it brought a renewed self of belief to the team, and it does feel that that has been the turning point to their campaign.
When you see how they're playing confident already against the Whitecaps team other times this season, early on in this year, especially at home, they're almost hesitant to play teams sitting back a little bit, but they've gone right at this Whitecaps team, and well-deserved for this 1-0 lead here in the 17th as they keep pressuring, and a foul by Sather on Verk allows the Rovers to take a free kick just in front of their own, this near sideline rather.
Hope you're enjoying the first 17 minutes of this one. If you want to get in touch with us, as always, you can leave a comment in the YouTube chat or on Twitter at AFTN Canada, and we'll try and get to some of your thoughts and questions about the game, the teams, League1 BC.
Mon plays it short for Verk, rolls all the way through. Logan away towards Hernandez Gray, and she'll try and set the Caps off on a counter-attack. The feet of Anna Hauer. Look again, Perreault trying to make the run on the right side, but well fended off by Verk. Allow Moffat to be in the ball for Remo. What a season she's having, the UFV Cascade. Her and Amanda Scott just playing up that right side. The only two players this year for TSS to start all games to this point.
For Remo getting her first goal of the season as well on the weekend, which also proved to be the match-winning goal in the end. Had given the Rovers a 3-1 lead that ended up beating Altitude 3-2. Staved off a late comeback.
Great photo by Tom Owaziak, a residual image of the AFTN website showcasing that goal. Is just out of play there by Moffat for a deep throw-in. Fremo smiling ear to ear as she got up after her goal. Great embrace there with her teammates.
You definitely feel there's going to be a few more goals to come in this one. TSS have only kept one clean sheet all season long. That was in their last home outing, that 0-0 against Altitude, which I still don't know how that didn't have any goals in it. That was just such an entertaining 0-0 draw.
In the heat of the afternoon as well, nonetheless. The 18th.
Whitecaps have also scored in every game this season. They only kept one clean sheet though, which was their first game against the Highlanders, so they have let in the odd goal here and there, but not much. 10 goals against in their 8 games so far. 30 goals for though. It's just a phenomenal offensive output by this young Whitecap side. Katie Collar's really got them flowing just now, the defending League1 BC champs. What a battle it is at the top of the standings between the Caps, Unity and Nossamot for positional and seeding going into the playoffs.
Aitchison ahead for Friesen, and a firm tackle by Ma in the midfield. That might warrant a yellow. Referee waves play on it. Just out of the reach of the feet of Hauer. Played back forward by Moffat for Claire Logan. Now Perreault finds Hernandez Gray, a firm tackle, perfect one from Moffat. Wins back possession for the hosts here. And now Aitchison, the captain. So it's a dull assault for Fremo, now back there for Amanda Scott. Now Rogers. TSS, I'm sure, thrilled to be having as much of the ball as they have had here. The Whitecaps are on the ball as seen here. They're very dangerous. Blundell asked to run to that ball from Hauer, but ushered out a play by Amanda Scott and a throw in again for the team in white on that left side.
Been impressed with how TSS have handled this Whitecaps attack so far. When I saw the lineups and I saw it was 3 at the back, I did fear the worst, but doing a great job so far.
Blundell fairly winning the ball there was Frizzell Sadolso. Hauer just over the goal. And that's not where you want Anna Hauer to be, one of the leading scorers this year in the league, and as well last year. Had a chance to pick up her head in the 18-yard box to TSS and puts one wide, which is a rarity for her.
Yeah, Howard was the joint leading scorer with Cat-Tonay in League 1 BC last year. Joint Golden Boot winner. Don't know if that means they get one boot each, but...
A couple laces.
Yes.
Archibald watched by Verk. Good elusive play by the outside back, and now she'll find Perot. Katie Kohler ushering Perot on there. You wonder what her thoughts are in the first 22 minutes here inside the first half of the opening frame here. As Moffat again got the better of Perot and wins a free kick. Really well done by Moffat.
Yeah, she's been fantastic out there in her first game of the season. 22-year-old from Langley. Interesting that she went to Oregon State last year as a graduating student and actually played a season there. She had 4 seasons before that with the Louisiana State Tigers. Became a Beaver.
Turnover there. Anna Howard through for the Whitecaps, trying to get past Ju. What a save!
Oh.
Beautifully done by the Rovers keeper as Howard recollects for the Whitecaps after that missed chance here in the 23rd. Sather now finding Oching. What a look for Howard. Again, back-to-back looks for the talisman there of the Whitecaps, but just unable to connect. Got a shot off and an even better save by Camilla Ju. What can you say about her? She's been fantastic ever since her debut against the Whitecaps.
Yeah, that was a fantastic performance that day, and that was another great save there by Ju. And you wonder if because of her performance in that first game, that is why she did get the nod tonight. New keeper had played on Sunday, Alyssa Zalek, and I thought she was excellent and was fully expecting to see her in goals tonight.
Whitecaps playing with fire a little bit defensively here, but Logan finds Sather. I want to talk about being thrown to the Wolves. That's exactly what happened to Camilla Ju after the Tynan, frustrating game for her against Unity, a 4-0 loss at home the week before. Chelsea Hennison telling Camilla to, well, you're in net this weekend and have fun with it, as that one's going to find the hands of the aforementioned Ju. But against a team like the Whitecaps, no easy game to play in your first as a Rover, which did admirably well on the stream as well, and the feature match for the women that day.
Ju, a player that came through the Whitecaps Rex Elite, was with them in 2018. Had the last 2 years with Montana Grizzlies. There's a big connection of Canadians down at Montana over the last few years, and Ju just another one of them.
Down off the chest of Ma, throwing here for the Whitecaps. Roberts watched closely there. Brazil's Adalasol dealt with it. Now Oching, who tied that game, the championship game last year, with a beautiful header in the second half, and then Hernandez Gray, the winner, for a few minutes to go. She'll try and find Archibald as well to keep it in play. Closed down by Nikki Verk. Archibald trying to move to the middle. Well done by Reese Moffat. He's been the player of the match so far on Windsor's side. A goal kick in a tough area as well was Moffat there.
Yeah, I think Moffat's definitely had a way with 7. Howard not far behind with 5. Number of this team, though, will be saying goodbye to League 1 BC at the end of June. The graduating seniors, the last home game against Unity, the 8 graduating seniors were presented. They still will be here for this game, obviously, because you're watching them, and the game against Altitude on Sunday. But then, as we saw last year, it's going to be a different looking Whitecap side for the second half of the season. And it took them a little bit of getting into the swing of things last season, Gideon, before they really found their feet at the right time and were hot going into the playoffs and won that championship game.
They had a lot of black aces last year at the end of the season for Katie Kohler. One of them also that made an appearance in the final, Madeline Martin. I thought she was excellent. She's on the squad this year. Could feature later on. Maybe depth players given the chance to be in the limelight. Oching will take the throw here on 27 minutes. Only goal so far, 45 seconds in it from the Rovers. Delana Friesen, her 4th of the year. And what a time to give her squad the lead, and they've been playing better so far in this match. As Ma finds the deck, but gets it into the Whitecaps half, concedes possession, but gets it out of her own half at the same time. Logan closed down well by Faremo, but able to find Hauer. Calling for it was Roberts. Might find Blundell, top of the 18. Kira Blundell right at Jew. Had some sting behind that one on the half volley.
I think it took a little deflection off Ma on the way through as well, which probably took a little bit of the sting out of that, but that's another dangerous move. The Whitecaps so good at moving that ball, and they're looking so dangerous in and around the box. Really good crowd out for this one as well. I think this is potentially the biggest crowd that we've had of the season here.
This and Rivers, I think, are rivaling each other for best attendance so far this year for TSS.
Great to see with the Whitecaps game on TV tonight as well. I did wonder if some Whitecaps fans may stay to watch that at home. I'll be watching it when I get back on the PVR. If you're watching this one live, you've made the right choice, I think.
And you can actually watch it on PVR instead of Apple TV, obviously. Or in addition to. Scott tries to channel it through there for Friesen, but just holding the line on the left side of the box was Parsons there, walking the tightrope as she grabbed that ball. It's a dangerous play from Parsons.
Parsons is one of these players that is going to be moving on, a graduating senior. She's committed to the University of Oregon.
Well done by Rogers to collect the ball there for TSS, ahead for Faremo. So it'll be Carly Ukak's goal to lose after Parsons moves on. She's on the bench tonight, the number 31.
Sydney Venny, our 15-year-old as well, is the other option for the Caps. That's how young we're talking about the score's going to be when the seniors do move on. And not like we're saying seniors, they're like 17, 18-year-old. It's not exactly that they're old ladies themselves.
Parsons has that great delivery. Maybe not there as she found the head of Verk. It's pro miss hit there. Whitecaps just look a little bit disjointed right now, you have to say. Hauer and Blundell the majority of the ball, but Hernandez Gray, that's the person you want on the ball here. And fairly winning the ball was Aitchison. Hernandez Gray down on a slump there, but felt like she won the ball well. And fairly as Rogers trying to find overlapping run of Scott did not work.
Aitchison was one of the Rovers players I thought was absolutely outstanding in that win against Altitude on Sunday. She really brought a physicality to it that she's continued to bring tonight. She was playing quite a deep, kind of almost defensive midfield role at times on Sunday.
That is a tough place to play. Kind of everyone's on top of you there with the fans, and the pitch is quite compact as well. So it's going to be always a tight game when you go to visit Altitude.
Very bumpy this year as well.
The hills are alive.
They certainly are.
Hernandez Gray finds Archibald trying to enter the Rovers box. TSS and well to kind of keep her outside of there, but delivery left wanting here as Archibald ushered out of play again by Moffat. Really good job to win a goal kick here.
That's been a really good battle tonight between those two. I mean, Archibald's been so dangerous for the Whitecaps this season. She's got three goals to her name so far. And another one of the players that is going to be moving on, she's committed to the University of Illinois.
Here's Oching. Parsons perfectly there, finding Oching, who's onside. Making the run through is Roberts. She'll get the ball, watched by Verzosa. Also might find Blundell. Blundell, nice move, and skies a shot there. In the 32nd, that was prime Blundell territory, but just got under a little bit, leaned back as she had the strike. And it goes in behind Camilla Zhu. Excellent look for Blundell, and that's the one you want on the ball for sure.
It was. She was played in so well as well. Like Oching did so well getting up that left-hand side, and just, as you say, just got a little bit sort of behind it and just hit that one over. I mean, we've been watching Blundell bang the goals away all season. You would have put money again on her finishing there. maybe this is going to be just one of those nights for Blundell.
Well, you saw how well they got in position. Looked something out of nothing there for the Whitecaps.
Effortless. The way that they're moving this ball is just absolutely effortless stuff just now.
Perot got past Aitchison this time. And by committee, the Rovers will get it out of the box, but Perot wins it back. Nice shoulder move on Faremo. Lays it square, and Hauer puts it over the goal in the 33rd. Class there from the Caps as they enter the box seamlessly, as Michael mentioned. And Hauer skies the shot, but shouldn't say skies. It was actually a lot closer than it looked initially, but did not find the twine in behind Ju. A busy first half of the Whitecaps offensively. Not a busy half per se for Ju, but the Whitecaps all over the attacking third. Just maybe lacking a little bit of quality here in front of goal. They've certainly been able to get it in front of goal, but just after that, been a bit challenging.
Yeah, I think the Rovers certainly riding their luck just now.
Blundell, Hauer, tackling and winning the ball was Rogers.
Mixture of riding their luck and some good defensive play, as we see there.
The only chance they've had really in front of Ju was the Blundell chance, and that was not put home by Blundell, but Rovers still obviously a long way to go in this match, and this is not the rhythm they want to fall into, conceding possession to this Whitecaps team that can do damage with it. Tucked through by Archibald for Hernandez-Gray. Well defended by Matty Mott, and Hernandez-Gray got the worst of that one there in some discomfort. And that's not the player you want on the pitch. If you're Katie Collar's squad, looking right over to Hernandez-Gray. She looked a little bit off tonight, Hernandez-Gray.
Yeah, she looks certainly winded after that challenge. Come up with a little bit of a limp.
Such a key player for the U20s and this Caps U19 team.
I mean, she's just a fantastic player. And when you look, she's still 16 years old. The future that she's got ahead of her.
Blundell and a nice lay ball through for Ashley Roberts to tie the game. Saved by Ju and clear by Moffat. Another great look for Roberts, and Camilla Ju acrobatically keeps this game 1-0 for her side. And a quick throw in from Oching, who certainly has pulled the Rovers wide on the left side. As a left wing back here for Katie Collar's side. Here's Sather.
I think if you're Chelsea Hannison just now, you're a little concerned how deep you're playing. You're just not getting that ball out your own half at all. And the Whitecaps have just been allowed to move this about effortlessly. But a giveaway there by Archibald.
Friesen 1-on-1 on Ingleton. Sather recovering, but Friesen has a step. Finds Rogers in tow, but Oching came back. And every time the Whitecaps have the ball, they're compressing the Rovers closer and closer into their own half. The last few times they've gotten the ball outside the Rovers half, but every time they have it now, it's pressing into the TSS half as well. As Oching seemingly goes to the parking lot to collect that ball on the far side.
I know, it's like, is she going to stop running? No ball girls in that specific corner.
They're scarce tonight, understandably so, on a weeknight. Here's Oching. Finding Sather for Hauer. Look at Perot go off to the races here. Hauer trying to find her, fell on the ball, and lost it to Ma. Now Fremo make that trying to play her team into the attack. Friesen outstretched leg, keeps the play going. Now Rogers. Can she do one better and play across in? She did. And it's off of a Whitecap for their second corner of the game here in the 36th, up 1-0.
This is what TSS need to do. Take some of this.
That was a brave header from Aitchison. 1 goal in the year for her. And almost doubled her output there with that brave header.
Great chance there for TSS. What a header from Kat Aitchison. Joint leading scorer with 4 goals on the team last year. She hasn't really been playing in too much of an advanced role, which I think has maybe affected her goal output a little bit this season.
But you do notice the quality they have when she's in that kind of box-to-box midfield role like Katie Bishop was last year.
I don't have her with a goal this year.
I thought I did. Maybe I was relying too much on the
don't go
statistics.
by the League 1 website.
I tried to go back to the social media pages anyways. She deserves a goal, or warrants a goal.
Let's just say that.
I was going to say a couple minutes ago, Hernandez-Gray reminds me a lot of Jessie Fleming, the kind of size, the height, and the way they play, ball-playing midfielder. But just still limping there is Hernandez-Gray. She's just entering the halfway circle, the Rovers area here.
She is not one of the players moving on, so we're going to have the pleasure of seeing another season of her in League 1 next year.
Howard pulled back by her opposite 10. It actually went the other way. Howard judged to have fouled Aitchison there. And Stephen Leberthausen taking no prisoners, telling Howard to get back up as Aitchison finds Moffat. Could see a switched mindset there for Howard. She tracked down Aitchison with a little bit of frustration on the face. Aitchison got rid of the ball just in time.
Five games left for the Whitecaps after this one, including a couple of tasty ones, Notsamo and Unity. Both of those away from home, and it's going to be fascinating to see how this top three shakes out. Been a few interesting results though in the women's division over the last couple of weeks.
Including that 6-1 Whitecaps win over the Unity side last Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean that was a shocker to me. Unity, they're a bit of a transient team though. They've been going through a lot of different roster players, and I mean, I guess a lot like TSS. We've seen so much change in TSS. TSS will also lose some players again towards the end of the season as the NCAA college players have to head back.
Oching for Sather. And now Logan. Here's Hauer. Just out of the way there of Roberts. So Whitecaps push further and further into the Rovers half here.
Great crowd out here. Quiet crowd. It feels that they need something to bring a little bit of spark to them right now. I mean, they've been served up a wheen of goal scoring opportunities. Been keeping track tonight of it, and I've nearly filled my full sheet already just in the first 40 minutes here.
Chance here for Blundell. Well tackled by Amanda Scott in the 41st.
She had to make that tackle. Blundell bearing in on goal there. A couple of players up in support for her. Now a chance for the Whitecaps to get some of their bigger bodies up into the box here.
I feel like Blundell might factor into the corner kick here in a two-person battle with Brazil's Adolfo.
She's got two players on her. They know the danger she is this season.
Hernandez Gray standing over that dead ball there. Looking to cash in here. Whips it in towards the front post. Blundell got to it first. That'll find Hauer outside the 18, and Hauer right at the hands of Zhu. Easy pickings for the Rovers keeper.
Hauer just needed some more power there. I think TSS are going to be just happy for this halftime whistle to come right now. Get a chance to regroup.
In a very good position, but we know the danger the Whitecaps bring off.
She's certainly been the busier of the two keepers and has looked excellent again out there. I mean, it must be tough for the keepers coming in and going out the way that they have been doing.
Shoot towards Aitchison. Ma slid to try and keep the play moving, but Hernandez Gray was right there to collect the ball back for her squad. Logan back there for Ingleton. Ingleton avoids Maddie Elcombe, now Iba Oching. Sather in support finds Roberts. Sather now Hauer. Blundell, nice turn. Now Roberts for Hauer. Beautifully worked. You might find Perot away by Moffat. And again cleared by Ma right to the boots of Elcombe. Angleton has the Caps back in possession here. 2 minutes from halftime. 1 minute to be added on at the 45.
Unfortunately, we don't have possession stats in League 1 BC, but I would love to see what they are. This feels 75%. Maybe I'm even being generous to TSS at giving the Caps that 75% because they've just been dominant since falling behind to that early goal, which you'll have to just take our word for was fantastic.
Roberts for Blundell. Back for Roberts. Trying to tuck it back in towards the back post for Perreault. Roberts one-on-one, defended well by Verzozadal. Saul plays up the line for Rogers. And unable to keep that one in is Maya Rogers on that far side. Ochin quickly off the throw and back in her own half for Angleton.
Beautiful sun-bathed pitch now. It's been such a dour grey day here for most of it.
It always seems to clear up at games at Swangard. It seems like it's going to be pouring rain. And then
I mean, last season I think we were spoiled. We had such good weather for these matches.
Flicked on by Blundell. Does Roberts have the pace to get there? Yes, she does. Hauer and Perreault in support now. Blundell joining the party. Back for Oching. The edge of the 18. It rolls off of a Rover for a Whitecaps corner. As we approach the 45th here. Another chance for Hernandez Gray to maybe use that magic right boot to create an opportunity for her squad.
I mean, halftime team talk here for both sides could change dramatically depending on what comes from this corner kick.
Hernandez Gray crossed it in, looking up for Sather, might drop for Blundell. Friesen can't clear, Perreault will. Hauer! Perfect strike from Anna Hauer. Makes no mistake. And the Whitecaps tied in the 45th off their one of the main goal scorers this year, Anna Hauer, on assist from, I believe it was Perreault, and that's a classic Whitecaps there. This team can just pot the goals in.
6th goal of this season now for Anna Hauer, just one of her league-leading tally from last year, and you saw the power there. She just blasted that one home. Zhu has been so good in this first half, but I don't know how much she saw that with the speed that it came through. But it was just, again, well-worked play by the Whitecaps there, and I think it was Perreault that did knock it back to her, which would give her her second assist on the season. Tremendous stuff by the Whitecaps, and now, as I said, it's going to be two very differing halftime team talks than they were going to be 30 seconds ago.
On the opposite side, poor defending from the Rovers trying to get out of their own 6-yard box. Whitecaps off to the races again. Might fall there to Blundell, but the ball came to Friesen. She couldn't clear. Same with, I believe it was Ferremo, and can't give the Whitecaps an inch in their own box. And yes, they've missed about 6 or 7 this half, but it's a one chance they'll get and they'll punish you. As we have reached halftime, a 45-second opening goal for Delana Friesen for TSS, her 4th of the year undone by a 45th minute goal by Anna Hauer off a corner assisted by Jamie Perreault. And quite the half here, a 1-1 score. Maybe not what we expected given the two teams coming into this game, Michael, but points shared at halftime. And what are you expecting maybe the second half for these two teams to come out maybe flying?
I feel TSS are playing a little bit with fire at the back. If they stick with that 3 at the back, it's such a dangerous front line for the Whitecaps. I would maybe like to see them either move to a flat back 4 or have a couple of wing backs to give them the 5 defensive option that they might have. Katie Collar is just going to really tell her side to keep doing what they're doing. They've had the chances. They could be going in with 4 or 5.
the Whitecaps and the Rovers do battle. It's a 1-0 lead for the Rovers. Was a 1-0 lead for the Rovers. Now 1-1 after a 45th minute goal from Anna Hauer. And there was a 45-second lead for the Rovers and a 45th minute goal. So theme of 45s tonight here at Swangard in the last home game for TSS. Siva Oching tries to move up the pitch here. Finds Kira Blundell. Now Aitchison. And a Scott back for Camilla Jou. Ferremo trying to find Nikki Verk. Couple of subs at halftime for the Whitecaps. Looks like Claire Logan has run her race today. Kiara Martin coming in for the Whitecaps defensively alongside Emma Ingleton. And Hernandez Gray day is done. So Archibald on this near side. Nice flick pass for Ashley Roberts. Clipping it through for Anna Hauer. Perfect ball. Hauer's on side for the Whitecaps to make it 2-1. Hauer has Perreault across goal. Hauer goes for goal. Might fall to Perreault. And Jamie Perreault gives the Whitecaps a 2-1 lead in the 47th. What a counterattack. And it's a Whitecaps lead just like that.
Whitecaps turned this one around, scored just before halftime, scored just after halftime, and that was all thanks to Anna Hauer. Great shot from her there. Zhu could just not hold on to it. Spilled ball, fell lovely there for Perreault, and she's not going to miss from there. And it's 2-1 Whitecaps from nowhere.
What a ball through from Blundell as it was, and the Whitecaps ahead now. Perreault wasn't going to miss from there. TSS now from behind, looking to come back in this match. So here's Maddie Ma for Maya Rogers.
You have to question, though, as well, how a player like Hauer is allowed that much space, because everyone knows how dangerous she is, and she was just wide open there. But Blundell, as you said, what a fantastic through ball to play Hauer in, and then she did the rest from there.
Nice move by Nikki Verk. Now Maddie Ma.
Been a good night for Jamie Perreault so far. A goal and an assist. That's her third goal now of the 2023 season.
Ma, nice ball through. Friesen's off to the races here for the Rovers. Out wide for Maya Rogers. Trying to move it inside the Whitecaps box. Rogers to the outside. Plays it low across goal. Dangerous ball. And away by Ingleton. Up there is Blundell. Finds Archibald, who switched over to the left side here. You feel it favors this Whitecaps team here as they lead.
Yeah, you worry that another Whitecaps goal here and they're just going to run the score up a little bit. We've seen how rampant they can be when they've got that confidence flowing.
I feel like halftime came at a perfect time here for the Whitecaps, and maybe not ideal for the Rovers, and really 2 goals in 3 minutes if you look at it in a microscope for the Whitecaps, and scoring the 45th and then the 46th. From Perreault.
Crazily, when you look at the Whitecaps' results this season, coming into this, they've played 8 games. They've scored once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 times in their matches. The only digit that they have put up twice is 2. A 3-2 defeat to Nosimo, and then that 2-0 opening win against the Highlanders. But they've been just on fire, and when their confidence is going, they just move the ball around so well. There's another nice through ball there, just had a little bit too much on it there from Hauer. Perreault's certainly playing a lot more advanced, it feels, in this half as well, with the kind of line-up changes that Katie Collar made at the half.
Frizzell Zadolsol for Ferremo. Ma now for Ferremo.
No need yet to panic by Chelsea Hannison. She has got some pieces on the bench that can change things up. I just feel TSS need to be a lot more clued in now. And I said going into the half that I didn't like them keeping this 3 at the back for the second half. They were certainly caught out there in the opening 2 minutes.
Blundell running forward for the Whitecaps. Perot ahead of her. Perot, another, even without Hernandez, Gray, and Logan for the Whitecaps, still keeping the pressure on offensively.
Hernandez, Gray, we saw her just as the teams were coming out for the second half, strapping on her right thigh, I think it was, and looked like an ice pack as well. So hopefully that is nothing too serious for the talented midfielder. Still with a smile on her face, at least.
Goal kick for Zhu towards Friesen, who flicks it on. Away by Angleton. Up in the air from Aitchison. Past her. Now Roberts for Blundell. Trying to channel it ahead there for Perot, but Faremo has Verk in space. He'll try and find her. Weighted ball for Verk. Just couldn't corral it there. It's one of the things you want to tighten up if you're the Rovers here, down by a goal.
Yeah, Rovers need to get Nikki Verk more involved. She gave Altitude a torrid time on Sunday. Got the assist on Friesen's second goal in that game as well. She's just not really had much opportunities in this one to get involved.
Aitchison finding Scott. Nice touch from Friesen for Rogers. Don't know if it was an intentional one, but a brave tackle by Archibald. Won it back for Oching. Perfectly timed dive and slide of the ball for Archibald. Now Hauer. Almost want to credit her with the assist in the goal for Pro, even not officially an assist, but the way she was able to steer that rebound perfectly to the feet of Perot to put it into the back of the net.
Yeah, when we talk about assists when we're doing these broadcasts, again, I'll just emphasise, because obviously people are listening to different stuff that we do. The assists are all unofficial because the league is not keeping assists this season. So I'm going with first assists. I'm not going with second assists. And I'd been speaking to Jesse Simons about what gets classed as an assist or not, because he's like, that would have been an assist in Canada West. And it's like, it's not under the AFTN assist mechanism.
It's not on the AFTN rulebook. It doesn't count.
If it takes a touch off another player, you're not getting that assist. But we've been struggling a little bit to keep on track of the assists because not all the games have been going up yet on YouTube. So we hope to fill in some of those gaps that we've got as the season goes on.
Oching watched by Archibald, sliding tackle by Ma, back for Rogers here. Devin Kavanagh about to come in for the Rovers, another danger player at the front. Blundell scoops it to her foot there to avoid a tackle by Friesen. Now Ingleton on the ball. Trying to stretch the play for Perot. Nice bounce for Perot off the grass there. One-on-one with Moffat. Got the better of her back across for Howard. Ran by everybody. And now we'll find Archibald. Maybe can shape one up from there off the crossbar. What a strike from Archibald. And it would have been a fantastic goal if that one found Twine, but off the top of the bar and out.
From the angle that we've got up here, as soon as it left her foot, you knew it was close to that postage stamp corner. Just did not dip enough for her and crashed off the bar there. But again, you look at the marking from TSS and Archibald at the back of the box there, wide open. The team need to mark up more, and now they're taking off Kat Aitchison, who has been playing a good defensive role at times in the midfield. Devin Kavanagh coming on, who I have to say I was very surprised didn't get the start tonight, because she was another player that I felt excelled against Altitude on Sunday.
It's tough with 3 games in a week as well. Two very difficult games against Altitude, maybe not because of the standings, but the aggressiveness and physicality in those 2 games. Aitchison obviously at the forefront of that battle as Scott got the better of Blundell got the better of Scott there. Tries to move into the box. Back for Hauer. We'll find Perot, but well read by Verk now. Friesen, who's dropping very deep here to accept the ball, finds Elcombe.
The shape of TSS just does not feel there at the moment. And then they've got some loose giveaways as well. You've got Maddie Ma now playing a deeper midfield role where we've been seeing her thrive more as an attacking midfielder.
Fremo asks Kavanagh to run. Off Kavanagh's leg, unfortunately, for a Whitecap throw. She was in a good position. As I understand why Aitchison was pulled off. She getting some attention on the trainer's table from the total therapy team down there. So maybe an injury. Heavily taped angle for Aitchison there.
Yeah, can I point to the sole of her foot as well there? Hopefully it's nothing too serious, because games coming thick and fast for TSS, and 3 games in a 7-day period, Altitude on Sunday, this one tonight, then Unity on Sunday. Look at the fixtures that are coming up. We haven't noted yet either, Gideon. This, of course, is TSS's last home game of this season.
Ball back in for Hauer, who fell, might find Blundell for 3. Blundell, patient save by Zhu in the 57th. Well done by the keeper.
Again, you're seeing that link-up play between Hauer and Blundell. They have been so good as a partnership this season.
Here's Ingleton from distance. Struck it right at Kavanaugh, and some space for Rogers. Kavanaugh trying to get ahead and find Rogers. Oching furthest forward there for the sub Kira Martin. Now Blundell from distance. Blundell shapes one up and rifles one in behind Jude there. So tide's starting to turn here again in the Whitecaps' favor, up 2-1 in the 58th here.
I mean, you look around TSS just now, and it feels like it's a team that's kind of out of ideas. I hate to say it. I mean, they were so heavily under the caution that first half, and we said if the Whitecaps had taken the chances, they could easily have 4 or 5 on the board.
Pro loses the opportunity for a corner after a lengthy stare down between the referee Stephen Liberthausen on the official on the far side, Jonathan Hutchinson.
Yeah, both took their time to make their mind up there, but I think that was the right decision. I mean, for you, Gideon, how do you see TSS getting themselves back into this now?
I think they have to use the wide areas a little bit more. When Kavanaugh's been on the ball, she's been dangerous, but it's almost like a straight line through the middle right now. Almost now it's a Christmas tree, but the way that they're shaped is a little bit unique. TSS?
The shape, for what it is not, I mean, it's like they're playing 3 and then 2.
And Friesen's playing as an attacking mid almost, trying to pull the strings from midfield, but she's the one you want on the ball and forward as Kavanaugh tries to make her way through. Still might. Rogers trying to enter the box. Wins the ball in Angleton. Angleton, though, got the better of her after the bounce and could not find Archibald.
Kavanaugh bulldozing her way through the way that Gideon does an all-you-can-eat buffet.
Cruel.
But true.
Kavanaugh for Rogers. Now Oching. Angleton Oching, such a fun partnership to watch on this left side. It don't give up much. Now Archibald on this near side causing a lot of damage for the Whitecaps, and the reason they had that 2-1 goal after halftime. Perfect time to get it as well if you're a visiting team in this type of setting.
Yeah, from a TSS point of view, the worst times, I mean, any time to concede is not great, but just before halftime and just after, it's just everything Chelsea Anderson said to her team at halftime goes out the window because you're immediately trailing 2 minutes in.
Oching finding Hauer. Hauer makes a move and prime position, but put that one wide.
Just couldn't get the curl on that, Anna Hauer.
Sean had a little bit of power from Hauer, but just couldn't put it into the back of the net.
First time we've seen the Whitecaps live this season. We've been watching the streams and stuff that they've got up, but actually in person when you're seeing it, they've just continued to build on what they were doing towards the end of last year, and they're a joy to watch just now. They're playing some fantastic football out there. With the pleasure now of seeing them tonight and on Sunday as well when they go to the North Shore, and that's a dangerous one. That ball held up there. Parsons was out as fast as she could, and it just was not coming through quick enough to her, but in the end, no harm done, and Ingleton can breathe a sigh of relief there. This is a free scheduling, a scouting opportunity for you here to be watching the Whitecaps tonight, and then on Sunday as well at Altitude. Don't have to watch the pre-tape back. You can just watch this game and write some notes down. Nice. That's why I've been taking so many notes for today's game. It's like, and there's been a lot because this has been a pretty dominant Whitecaps performance. I mean, belies the 1 goal advantage that they've got. It really has been a lot more dominant than that. just another giveaway there by TSS, but in return given away by the Caps. And Ferremo now trying to work her way forward, still has it.
Out wide for Kavanagh, some weight in that ball, but Kavanagh does well.
That feels like it's been the first real shot the TSS have had since the 45-second mark when they took the lead. But that is more like it. They're starting to move the ball. Kavanagh's brought something a little bit different there. I think Friesen playing that into Elcombe there, it should have been a give and go. I think Friesen should have continued her run, but she just checked it, and then Elcombe did get the shot off in the end, but could have been so much different if Friesen had just continued her run there.
Nice throw in by Chelsea to Kavanagh. Friesen showing short in there as well as Elcombe. That ball just went away from her a little bit. Now Anna Howard. Looking up and down the bench here for TSS, so only real player could come in and maybe factor in Isabella Pachani. Or Kiera Armenta as well, who made her debut against the Whitecaps.
Yeah, and I've liked what I've seen from her, and we've only had a limited look at her. I'm surprised she hasn't had more minutes than she's had so far. She certainly looked very dangerous.
See Whitecaps continue to swarm the TSS half, just like the young kids do to Julia Grosso here in Swangard Stadium tonight. It's nice to see a Whitecaps alumni in the building.
She's going to have a sore wrist by the end of this, the amount of autographs that she's signing down there.
As long as she's not injured or anything for the World Cup, I think she'll be okay.
I'll see if I can grab a chat with her in between the matches for the podcast.
Here's Roberts. Roberts now still from distance. Slides it through Hauer. Perfect ball. And a Hauer puts it wide, and she knew it. She should have done better there. Puts head and hands, but at least favored left foot opportunity for Hauer. 9 times out of 10, you'd pick her to put that one in the net, but put it wide to the right of Zhu here in the 64th.
Hauer could have had 4 or 5 goals already tonight. She's certainly been getting in there, but that was a lovely through ball from Roberts.
Blundell's been
played in well.
Kind of quiet as well with the season she's having.
That's the advantage, though, that this Whitecap side have. You can afford to have a couple of your best players have a little quieter night than usual. I mean, they've been lively, they've been threatening, and they've had the opportunities. They just haven't been clinical in that final third. But there's enough quality and talent in this team that someone else will then step up and do the business for you.
Ma finding Kavanagh, now back for Maddie Ma. Now channeling it back for Amanda Scott.
Hauer, of course, has had that one goal that brought the Whitecaps back on level terms, but when you look back, I can think just right off the top of my head of 4 chances she's been in on goal or had a ball right in front of goal that we would normally expect her just to tuck away.
Perot out wide. Good foot in there by Ferremo. And now Roberts. Nice move there to the outside. Back across from Archibald, struck Verzosa Dalsall, and now Roberts. Back in, grab there by Zhu.
TSS, they're struggling to hold on to the ball when they get it, and then they're turning it over, and it's just wave after wave just now of Whitecaps attacks, and they're having a lot of success up the left side and through the middle. Not sure what the answer is for TSS. Brendan Corey and Chelsea Hannison discussing things on the sidelines there.
I feel like could throw maybe Armenta in there for Maddie Elcombe.
I mean, for me, just now, that is, I think, what you have to do. It's the most attacking option that they've got down there. Subs are warming up behind the Swan Guardians. I did a cardinal sin in the broadcast on Sunday Gideon. I referred to the Swan Guardians as the Southsiders.
Oh.
I know.
Oh, no.
Quickly corrected myself, but I have
How
now...
quickly? Right away? Or
yes.
was it? Okay, good.
Yeah, I've now been
good.
kicked out of the group, so... Didn't help I was also wearing my altitude top for the game as I walked through them.
So you're the one that made them close the beer stand because they drank all of it, right? It must have been you. Tucked through Rogers.
I was waiting for the flag and it hadn't gone up, and I thought maybe she had beaten it nearby. The men's game comes up at 8:30. Get yourself out here. It's the last chance of the season to take in a game here. The track and the pitch is getting renovated during July and August, which means if TSS do have a home playoff game, can't be at Swangard.
We could sneak in, I'm sure. Blundell through for Hauer. Whitecaps giving it up. Pressure there, but Rovers now need to try and flip the switch offensively. But right as I say that, it's Oching. Good read by Maddie Ma, who's having a game there in midfield. Found to Oching, though, for Engleton.
Looks like we are going to get some TSS movement now.
Isabel Pachani about to come in for TSS. She was a starter last week against Altitude in that 0-0 draw last Sunday. So here's Sather for Martin. Now Sather ahead for a Perot on that far side. Watched closely by Reese Moffat. Perot, little step over. Back in towards Ma. Drops down for Blundell. Ma trying to step in. Winning the ball there was Roberts, picked up and now brought ahead by Friesen.
Fantastic tackle there by Friesen to win that one back.
Holcomb for Rogers now. Overlapping run from Kavanagh in space. Good ball through to her from Rogers. Up in the air by Sather. Now Kavanagh. Tough tackle there on Rogers. Rogers wanted a foul. So yeah, you got the ball. Yeah. Kavanagh back across. Elcom on the head. Not fully cleared. Falls to Friesen. Tries to make a move on Sather. Friesen. Great game from her. Back for Ma. She'll have a half-hearted attempt from distance and easily nabbed by Parsons.
I mean, Friesen, just now the form that she's in, you fancy her to have a shot from there. Guess there wasn't maybe a clean option for her. She's had 4 goals in the last 5 games, and it all started when she scored against the Whitecaps, and she's been in a rich vein of goal-scoring form.
Beautiful run here from Roberts. Archibald in the overlap. Back to the middle for Blundell. Thought she might have a first-time go now. She will. Blocked but well by Faremo, and pushed for by Friesen. Fouled heavily by Blundell. Little look for the referee from Blundell rather there, but that looked like a foul.
Down in a heap now as TSS do make that substitution. And it's
Elcombe out and Pachani in.
Not really a surprise. Elcombe's not had too much looks at goal, although which TSS player has had looks at goal really this evening. It's been a tough one for him. Whitecaps also about to make a substitution now. The number 18, Emma Yee, set to come on for the Whitecaps. 16-year-old out of Richmond.
Ingleton back for Leah Parsons. Now Keir Martin. For Ingleton. Well read by Kavanagh. Running through was Rogers. Friesen in the middle. Ingleton got it off. Kavanagh, really good play there by Niema Ingleton in the 71st. Not conceding a corner.
Remember, if you want to get in touch with us during the broadcast, you can do so in the YouTube chat. If you want to get in touch on Twitter as well, you can at AFTN Canada. Chat about this match, out of the teams, the League 1 BC season, how you think the playoffs are maybe going to play out League 1 BC, of course, hosting the Women's Interprovincial Championships games in August. BC getting 2 berths in that one. Not 100% sure yet how they're going to be filled. Obviously, the overall champion will be, but wonder if it might also be the regular season winner in case they are 2 different people.
Maddie Ma now back to the left side. Johnny down the left side and couldn't keep it in play despite a solid effort. Throwing for Hauer here of the Whitecaps for Yee, and finding Kira Martin.
The whole kind of pace and vibe of the game just seems to have dipped at the moment. Which is surprising because we've seen these 2 teams certainly have barn burners in the past.
Yeah, 1-1 and 2-0 last year for the Rovers in that win for TSS. Bella Roque and Claire Yee scoring that day on July the 19th. Howard finding Emma Yee, the sub recently for my Archibald. Ouching all the way back for Kira Martin. Sather for Howard. Shapes one up from distance, out wide for Emma Yee. Attacking at the Rovers back line, and Rogers now back into the middle. Now Roberts, who's kind of tucked in field here for the visitors. Played out by Moffat on the left side. Sather finds Pro as Shield trying to enter the Rovers box. Blundell trying to get it to her left foot. Clipped away by TSS. And good job to not concede a penalty there by the home side. So here's Sather. Blundell, one-touch pass for Howard didn't work, and now collected by Verzosa Dolsol. Friesen running through. So is Rogers. Collected by Ingleton. And brought forward by the Whitecaps. Blundell as Perot to her right will find her. Jamie Perot for the visitors, cut off well by Pachani, who will play it out to the left side. Here's Sather's at an excellent game in the middle of the park for the Whitecaps. Finds Roberts. There's Friesen. Sather got it right to the foot of Maya Rogers here. Now Maddie Ma. Kavanaugh whips it in away on the foot by Martin. Blundell heads it, nobody there. And it's back for Verzosa Dolosol. Sather all the way back though for Kira Martin. Kavanaugh through the middle. Trying to play it through there for Rogers, but well read. Brought forward by the Caps. Here's Blundell. Perot in space. Blundell, perfect ball through right on the deck for Perot to make it 3 for the Whitecaps. Jimmy Perot!
What
beautifully tackled there. Well done.
Take a touch off Perot on the way out as well. She had to make that tackle to perfection. May have slightly tweaked something in the process, or just had a little bit of cramp by the looks of it. Feel for TSS just now though, if they're going to get themselves back into this. And talking of players going down, Leah Parsons has also now gone down for the Whitecaps. The players will use this opportunity to come over do a little bit of regrouping, grab some water, and TSS need it more than the Whitecaps. They really badly need to get regrouped just now. I was just about to say, you feel if something's going to happen for TSS, it's going to have some kind of involvement for Devon Kavanagh. She's the only one that's really looking dangerous out there in a black jersey.
Hickey Verk has been oddly quiet as well for the Rovers on the day. Scoring for Friesen. And then it's been all Whitecaps from there, 45th Hauer and 46th Perot for the team in white this evening. As Parsons looks to be A-OK. I honestly don't think that was time wasting because Parson does look a little bit worse for wear, but she'll brave it out.
And this is when the Rovers have to then test her. They've got to try and get some shots into her. She's had an easy evening at the office so far. For a big bulk of this 78 minutes, she could have been sitting watching the Whitecaps MLS game.
4 by Jude towards half. Down by Blundell for Yee. Yee attacking the back line. Scott has a go. And the side of the goal. Jude did get a palm to it. So corner coming up.
Nice little burst of speed there from Emma Yee. And what a shot. That had some power behind it. But Jude turns it behind for a corner to the Caps here.
Centre back Kira Martin over to take the delivery for the Whitecaps. Maybe leaving her team a little bit exposed. Ball played into the middle, nodded up in the air by Blundell. Might fall for Perot. Down by Friesen and cleared bravely away from a onrushing Whitecaps player.
Interesting, as you say, like getting your centre back to take that. I mean, Kira Martin, by her normal position that we've seen her with the Whitecaps last year, she is a forward. So to have her in this kind of centre back three, which they have just now.
Sather back there for Martin. Whitecaps 10 minutes to go here. Have this game in their grasp. Blundell for Hauer. Just like that, Hauer pushes it wide to the right of Zhu. Beautiful touch from Blundell for Hauer, and she wanted a corner. She'll get one here in the 80th. What a one-touch pass from Blundell for Hauer. Just pushed it wide to the right of Camilla Zhu.
Another great chance there for Anna Hauer to add to her tally. Don't know how many caps she ran over in the way here, but she's brought some bad luck to her.
She does have a goal to boot, though, so at least that
what
in
a
her back
goal
pocket.
it was as well.
Yes, beautiful strike into the first half. Way by Pachani, up there is Roberts. Might fall a half volley for Angleton. She thought about it again as Verk went flying. Angleton keeps it out wide there.
Rovers just can't get the ball out of the final third here. You had Martin out of position there, that if they could just have won that loose ball that was bouncing about and got something going forward, they're just lacking some kind of spark tonight. Disappointing with the way that they started, going ahead 45 seconds in.
Here's Martin back to the back stick for Blundell! Off the crossbar. Danger not fully clear. Now it is for Verk, but almost a second set-piece goal of the evening for the Whitecaps, and that one crashed off the bar from Blundell. That close to 3 for the visitors here today. What a look for the visitors again.
Rovers need to show a bit more urgency than they are right now. Almost feels like they're resigned that they're not going to get themselves back into this one.
Hauer forward might fall for Perot, away bravely there by Moffat. As Kavanagh will play it forward for the feet of Rogers. He's ran a lot today, but it looks like Armenta won't appear, so Rovers will have the 11 out there to end the match, it looks like, unless there's an injury of some sort. I want to see Isabella Pachani more in the ball here for TSS. Is Ingleton on it now for the Whitecaps? Oching. Back for Leah Parsons. Now through the middle. Yee running wide here. And to Perot in space might find her. Yes, it will. Perfect ball for me. Perot to make it 3 for the Whitecaps into the box. Jamie Perot struck it well. Blocked in front. Scott can't clear. Now it will be by Rososa Dalsall. Still not out of the woods yet of this Rovers squad. 7 minutes away from a defeat, ending their 4-match unbeaten run that has put them firmly in the top 4, but still lots of games left in this season.
Sure, Altitude are watching this match tonight, rubbing their hands at the prospect now that the game in hand that the Whitecaps had looks like it might be getting away from them. That would leave the two teams level on points and games played and set up a bumper last 5 games of this season for both, as there's going to be another substitution coming up here for TSS.
It will be Delana Friesen coming off, and it will be Armenta coming on. Good day at the office for Friesen. Not a goal scorer in the second half, but did open the score in the first 45 seconds here. And did a lot of running after that goal that Friesen played almost as a number 10. Here's Blundell for Hauer. Free kick in a very good position here for the Whitecaps. In the 85th.
Now, a little bit of concern there from the Whitecaps.
It's Blundell who is fouled.
She seems to be good. Just keeping a little eye on Lana Friesen just now, who went off in that substitution and is kind of a little bit bent over, possibly in some pain down there. I think she maybe got winded. She looks quite distressed.
Sather on the free kick. Noelle Sather right at the hands of Zhu. And a 4-person Rovers wall is tying it over to check on her, Anna-Laura Nabel. What a shift from Friesen, but obviously the worrying sign is her right now. Getting some words from the subs. Tynan and Nabel is mentioned. As Kavanaugh goes long for Pachani. Played long back for Parsons, who had to grab that one, a tough bounce to read.
Mentioned both TSS and Altitude will have 5 games left of their season after this. For TSS, it's 5 games on the road. Altitude have 2 of their last 5 at home. They'll be hoping to try and use literally that home field advantage that they have out at Kinsman. It's going to be tough though for TSS, Gideon. You look at the schedule that they've got coming up, and it's
tough fixtures.
I mean, Unity, that's going to be clearly a tough one. Rivers, they're going to fancy their chances there, but it's a long trip through to the interior. Then you've got Notsamo, and then you've got the 2 long trips over to the island, which summer travel over to the island, you just never know how smoothly your ferry sailings are going to go. So it's a really tough run-in for Chelsea Hannison's side. So I do feel Altitude are still very much in this right now.
Free kick here for Martin. 87th minute. Towards Blundell, nodded away by Maddie Ma. Controlled here, nice move by Kavanaugh. Ahead for Rogers, running through is Armenta. Parsons might come out, Armenta might get there, but Parsons read it well to grab it.
Yeah, certainly looks like Armenta's going to have added a little bit of a spark. Is it too little too late though? I mean, we're in the 88th minute now. I would have liked to have seen her on a bit early. Chance for her to come home and play a little bit now. chance for her to come home and play a little bit now for the Rovers in League 1 after 4 years at Georgia Gwinnett College.
Armenta, nice touch, finding Verk on the outside. Verk keeps the running going. Rogers ahead of her. Nikki Verk, top of the 18, trying to move into the middle. Sather got it back for the Whitecaps, finding Gibson. Now Pro with Blundell and Hauer in tow. And a Hauer finds Roberts. Out wide for Yee. Pursued closely there by Amanda Scott, who's had a quietly good game for the Rovers. Hauer shapes up. Finds Yee. Now Noelle Sather. Martin looks long there for Blundell. Good idea directionally at Zoo rather, but Rovers keeper got the better of her.
I think if this scoreline holds out in the dying minutes here, folk will just look at the scoreline that maybe haven't seen the game and think, oh, that's a really closely contested match, but it does not belie the dominance that the Whitecaps have had this evening.
4 minutes to be added on here by the fourth official as we approach the 90th. Still some time for the Rovers to flip the script here, but Whitecaps not allowing anything defensively in this second half.
Yeah, like a little bit more spark in the closing minutes here just to kind of ignite this crowd a bit. I mean, looking around, still filling up, but I think we're into four, I was going to say way into four figures, that's an exaggeration. But we are into four figures, I would say, with the crowd this evening. Great turnout on a lovely Wednesday night as it's turned out now in Burnaby.
Still have the main course coming up at 8:30. Two men's squads kicking off for the second time this season. Rovers out for blood after their 1-0 loss a couple of weeks ago against the Whitecaps. Here's Howard now. The hero today, late sub, prepping to come on here for TSS. Jessica Merck, the one appearance, one goal scorer this year for TSS.
The Rovers have 4 minutes of stoppage time now to try and carve out an equaliser, and what a crucial point it could be as well come the end of the season if they can manage to get one. They did score an 89th minute winner in the earlier meet-up between these two teams last month. Is there a heroine on the pitch this evening? Nikki Verk's not going to be that heroine. She's the one that is making way here for this substitution.
Good shift, albeit a quiet one for Verk. She put in a lot of kilometers, so she's going to get some attention here as well. Nikki Verk.
Jessica on, hoping to make her mark in this game late in the proceedings.
Well done. I believe it was the Harborside game where she came on and scored almost a minute after being brought on as a sub.
Yes, that was when we didn't have the proper lineups and we were like,
Who's this number 20 on there? So she's worn 20 that game. Now she's wearing number 9.
Yeah.
Which was Aislinn Stryczek's number and Kavanaugh's number.
Looks like she is done for the season. There's been a couple of injuries on this TSS side.
Shania Dinsa as well.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was so early on. I've almost forgotten about that. Stella Downing. Too many else there.
Here's Armenta. Trying to play it ahead of Angleton, who's...
Nice idea.
Yep. Not a bad one, putting the defense under pressure. Ripped forward by Martin, drops down for Scott. And now for Zosa Dolasol is just going to play it forward here. Alicia, I thought she would right off the hop on the left foot. Amanda Scott will ahead for Ma, flicks it on. Nodded down by Oching. Ma wins the battle here. Rovers looking to win the war, tie this game up. Struck Angleton. And a free kick in a very good position. You're just outside the box from referee Stephen Lebrecht-Towson, but sends up a tantalizing last minute or so here for TSS.
Could we have some late drama? I feel that's a little harsh on Angleton. I mean,
More
that was
ball to hand than anything.
Yeah, that was played at her at some force there. Don't start me in the handball rule. We haven't got enough time for my rants as to how that has now changed. and it doesn't seem to get implemented.
93rd here.
Surprised they didn't have a look on goal there, but I mean, it nearly came off for them. Have to attack that a little bit more.
Played for by Parsons. Nodded on by Blundell. She's had a heck of a game. Deserves a goal, does Blundell, that's for sure. Ran a rampant in this Rovers back line as Scott will play it out. You have to say the defensive performance of the Rovers is pretty good despite facing a perennial opponent offensively like the Whitecaps.
When they watch the tape back, they're going to be mad at themselves for giving up, I think, both goals, really, because it was
avoidable.
A whiff by Friesen that just couldn't get the clearance on the first one, and then so much space for Howard to get that shot in that was then spilled in front of Perot for the second. Could easily have been a lot worse for TSS tonight as well if the Whitecaps had their shooting boots on. I'm sure Katie Collar will be delighted with the 3 points, but will feel she could have got a little bit more from her side. And when it comes to positional placing as well, with things so tight at the top, could be
full time here at Swangard. Goal 45 seconds in for the line of freeze, and things are looking positive for the Rovers. But on the 45th minute, just before halftime, it was Anna Hauer on a quick goal off a corner from Jamie Perot. And in the 46th, it was Jamie Perot off a rebound of a Hauer shot. And that's the story today. 2-1 final for the Whitecaps. They propel themselves again to victory and move into second place in League 1 BC women's standings. A tough day at the office for the Rovers offensively, but you have to credit this Whitecaps team with another good performance here on the Rovers turf.
Yeah, really enjoyed how they played. They played some good football and lucky not to get more. 3 points is 3 points. That's all they're going to care about. For the men's game coming up next, let's hope that is an end-to-end barnstormer.
Kickoff in 40 minutes here for you two. For the men's side, your final for the women's game, Whitecaps 2, Rovers 1.